कोई भी कंपनी, इवन दो मैं बात करूं कोई भी स्मॉल कंपनीज, मीडियम साइज कंपनीज या एमएनसीज तक काम करती है किस पे, पीएचपी पे। तो इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट काफी ज्यादा है। देखो, नेक्स्ट जो 5 डेज है उसमें हम लोग एक पीएचपी का प्रोजेक्ट बनाएंगे। और आई विल ट्राई कि मैं आपको लास्ट डे, आई विल ट्राई कि अगर हम लोग फिनिश कर पाए तो लास्ट डे हम आपके प्रोजेक्ट को .com या .in पे होस्ट भी कर दें। ठीक है। सबसे बड़ा जो इश्यू आता है वही आता है कि हर कोई प्रोजेक्ट तो बना लेता है लेकिन उस प्रोजेक्ट को कोई भी लाइव नहीं करता। जब तक आप लाइव नहीं करोगे वो प्रोजेक्ट किसी काम का नहीं, क्योंकि जब भी आप कोई कंपनी में इंटरव्यू देते हो तो आपको मेंशन करना होता है कि आपने कितने माइनर या कितने मेजर प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट किए। और मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स जो है वो प्रोजेक्ट लोकल सिस्टम पे रन करके दिखाते हैं, पर हम वो नहीं करेंगे। आई विल ट्राई कि लास्ट डे हम लोग उस प्रोजेक्ट को क्या कर दें, लाइव कर दें। तो सबसे पहले स्टार्ट करते हैं बहुत इनिशियल लेवल से। देखो, आज पहली चीज हमें समझनी है वेब टर्मिनोलॉजी क्या होती है, फिर एचटीएमएल सीएसएस जावास्क्रिप्ट का क्या रोल है, और उसके बाद फिर बैकएंड में पीएचपी का क्या रोल है, और उसके बाद इन दोनों की कनेक्टिविटी या परमानेंट डेटा स्टोर करने के लिए डेटाबेस कैसे काम करता है। तो बहुत इनिशियल लेवल से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे एचटीएमएल से। ठीक है। नाउ आम कोई भी एप्लीकेशन जब आप कंस्ट्रक्ट करते हैं, व्हेन यू विल क्रिएट एनी टाइप ऑफ एप्लीकेशन, तो उस एप्लीकेशन के क्या क्या मोड्स होते हैं। मोड्स मीन्स लाइक जब भी आप कोई एप्लीकेशन रन करते हो तो आप एप्लीकेशन किसकी हेल्प से रन कर रहे हो, तो यू विल यूज अ ब्राउजर। इफ आई टॉक स्पेशली अबाउट वेब एप्लीकेशन, तो कोई भी वेब एप्लीकेशन आप रन कर रहे हो तो वेब एप्लीकेशन को हम रन करने के लिए क्या यूज करते हैं, ब्राउजर का। तो ब्राउजर यानी क्या, आप एक बहुत कॉमन नेम सुनेंगे गाइस जिसे बोलते हैं हम लोग क्लाइंट। तो ब्राउजर का मतलब होता है क्लाइंट। तो ब्राउजर बोलो आप या फिर आप बोलिए क्लाइंट, एक ही बात है। फाइन। अब ये ब्राउजर और क्लाइंट पे जो भी एप्लीकेशन आप रन करते हो वो होती है वेब एप्लीकेशन। तो वेब एप्लीकेशन मींस ऐसा एप्लीकेशन जिसे हम विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंटरनेट और अ डोमेन लाइक .com .in .edu, कोई भी डोमेन हो सकता है। तो विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंटरनेट एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ क्लाइंट यानी कि ब्राउजर, हम किसी भी एप्लीकेशन को जो रन करते हैं वो एप्लीकेशन होता है हमारा वेब एप्लीकेशन। अब इस वेब एप्लीकेशन को कंस्ट्रक्ट करने के लिए डिफरेंट टाइप्स के क्या होते हैं, मॉड्यूल्स होते हैं, और डिफरेंट टाइप के क्या होते हैं, मॉड्स होते हैं। तो अगर मुझे कोई वेब एप्लीकेशन रन करना है तो उसके कौन कौन से मॉड्यूल हैं, तो सबसे पहली चीज सुनो, जो भी आप ब्राउजर पे रन करते हो जो आपको दिखता है वो होता है आपका यूआई, यूजर इंटरफेस। तो यूआई मतलब यूजर इंटरफेस, और यूजर इंटरफेस कहां पर प्रोवाइड होता है, I mean, कहां पे रन होता है ये रन होता है आपका ब्राउजर पे। ब्राउजर को ही हम लोग बोलते हैं क्लाइंट। तो क्लाइंट साइड से यूजर इंटरेक्ट करता है, वी आर दी एंड यूजर, हम लोग सबसे लास्ट यूजर होते हैं जो उसे एक्सेस करते हैं। तो google.com जैसे जीमेल हो गया, फेसबुक हो गया, आप जीमेल या फेसबुक को कभी भी लैपटॉप से ओपन करते हो तो मोस्टली आप लोग कोई ब्राउजर यूज करते हो, आइदर गूगल क्रोम हो गया, इंटरनेट एक्सप्लोरर हो गया, मोजिला हो गया, कोई भी इनमें से एक क्या यूज करते हैं आप लोग, ब्राउजर यूज करते हैं, राइट। अब अगर मैं बात करूं ब्राउजर की, तो ब्राउजर सपोर्ट करता है एक लैंग्वेज, और वो लैंग्वेज होती है आपकी HTML, जिसका फुल फॉर्म होता है हाइपर टेक्स्ट मार्कअप लैंग्वेज। क्या होती है अभी ये डिस्कस करेंगे, लेकिन पहले हमें एक वेब एप्लीकेशन में कौन कौन से जो है मॉड्यूल्स हैं जो हमें रिक्वायर्ड है और जो हमें लर्न करना है। तो पहली चीज, वेब एप्लीकेशन रन करता है या सपोर्ट करता है कौन, ब्राउजर। ब्राउजर को ही टेक्निकल टर्म में हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, क्लाइंट बोलते हैं। अब ब्राउजर पे जो भी हम प्रोग्राम रन करते हैं या ब्राउजर पे जो भी हमारा पेज डिस्प्ले होता है वो क्रिएट करने के लिए भी हम एक लैंग्वेज यूज करते हैं, और वो लैंग्वेज होती है HTML। और जो आपको दिख रहा है ब्राउजर पे उसे हम लोग बोलते हैं फ्रंट एंड। मतलब ये हमारे प्रोजेक्ट का क्या है, फ्रंट एंड है, जहां से हम क्या करते हैं, किसी भी यूजर को हमारे प्रोजेक्ट से इंटरेक्ट कराते हैं। अब द थिंग इज दैट कि मुझे कोई भी एप्लीकेशन बनाना है तो हम साइन अप और लॉग इन, ये दो बहुत कॉमन प्रोसेस है, लेकिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस भी है। तो बहुत कॉमन प्रोसेस है लेकिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस भी है। तो मुझे सबसे पहला काम क्या करना है, मुझे साइन अप करना है। साइन अप कैसे करोगे आप, तो आप जैसे ही .com या .in पे कोई भी वेबसाइट ओपन करते हो तो आपको ऐसा एक फॉर्म विजिबल होता है, सी, ठीक, जिसमें इन नंबर ऑफ फील्ड्स होती है, और लास्ट में एक बटन होता है साइन अप या लॉगिन का। तो सबसे पहले हम यहाँ पे क्या एंटर करते हैं, नेम, फिर ईमेल, फिर पासवर्ड और लास्ट में क्या है, मोबाइल नंबर। नेम, ईमेल, पासवर्ड, लास्ट में मोबाइल नंबर और एट द एंड वी विल क्लिक, किस पे क्लिक करेंगे हम लोग, साइन अप पे। तो जब आप नेम, ईमेल, पासवर्ड और मोबाइल नंबर पे ये सारी चीजें सबमिट करने के बाद साइन अप पे क्लिक करोगे, तो जैसे ही आपने साइन अप पे क्लिक किया, इस फ्रंट एंड वाले प्रोग्राम से जो आपने एचटीएमएल में डिजाइन किया है या एचटीएमएल में से लिखा है, एक रिक्वेस्ट यहाँ से सबमिट होगा और जाएगा सर्वर वाले प्रोग्राम पे। तो सर्वर वाला प्रोग्राम जो है वो क्या काम करेगा, तो इंपॉर्टेंट चीज अब यहाँ पर आती है। तो ये प्रोग्राम किसका है, सर्वर का है। और सर्वर पर चलने वाला प्रोग्राम जो है वो हम बना सकते हैं डॉट पीएचपी भी, वो हम बना सकते हैं डॉट जेएसपी भी, वो हम बना सकते हैं डॉट पीवाई भी, वो हम बना सकते हैं डॉट डॉट एएसपी भी, इनमें से कुछ भी हो सकता है। मतलब कोई भी डॉट एक्सटेंशन के साथ अगर आपने ये फाइल देखी है, डॉट पीएचपी बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, मतलब पीएचपी का कोड होगा, डॉट जेएसपी मतलब जावा सर्वर पेज, जावा का कोड होगा, डॉट पीवाई पाइथन का कोड सर्वर पे होगा, डॉट एएसपी मतलब डॉट नेट का कोड लिखा हुआ है एक्टिव सर्वर पेज को। तो द थिंग इज दैट कि ये बहुत कॉमन थिंग है कि ये हमारा था फ्रंट एंड, और फ्रंट एंड से डेटा हमने कहा सेंड किया, एक एप्लीकेशन को जो कहां पर रन होता है, बैकएंड में। अब बैकएंड में जो हमारा मेन मोटिव है अभी वो है पीएचपी का प्रोग्राम। तो आपने जैसे ही इस फॉर्म को सबमिट किया, गाइस ये डेटा नेम, ईमेल, पासवर्ड और मोबाइल नंबर ये हम सर्वर वाले प्रोग्राम में स्टोर करेंगे 4 वेरिएबल्स में। तो जो भी नेम होगा उसकी वैल्यू हम नेम नाम के वेरिएबल में स्टोर कर देंगे, ईमेल की वैल्यू ईमेल नाम के वेरिएबल में स्टोर कर दोगे आप, पासवर्ड की वैल्यू, वेरिएबल का नाम कुछ भी रख सकते हो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट कि फुल नेम लिखे हैं आप पासवर्ड। और लास्ट में क्या है, मोबाइल नंबर। तो नेम का डेटा अपन नेम में स्टोर करा देंगे, ईमेल वेरिएबल में ईमेल का डेटा स्टोर करा देंगे, पासवर्ड वेरिएबल में पासवर्ड का डेटा स्टोर करा देंगे, और एमओबी मोबाइल नंबर वेरिएबल में अपन मोबाइल नंबर का डेटा क्या करा देंगे, स्टोर। तो हमारे पास नेम का डेटा भी है, ईमेल का डेटा भी है, पासवर्ड का डेटा भी है, और किसका भी डेटा है, मोबाइल नंबर का भी डेटा है। ये चार हमने चारों वेरिएबल में स्टोर करा दिया, और इसके बाद आपको कुछ करना है। इट मींस हमें ये डेटा परमानेंटली स्टोर करना है। तो ये जो बैकएंड एप्लीकेशन पे डेटा रिसीव हुआ है फ्रंट एंड एप्लीकेशन से, इस डेटा को आपको क्या कराना है, स्टोर कराना है। तो क्वेश्चन अगला नेक्स्ट ये है कि हमें डेटा को स्टोर कराने के लिए क्या रिक्वायर्ड होता है। तो जब भी आप कोई भी डेटा वेब एप्लीकेशन का या किसी भी एप्लीकेशन का स्टोर करना चाहते हो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे में, तो हम एक डेटाबेस का यूज करते हैं। क्यों डेटाबेस का यूज करते हैं, क्योंकि अगर हम ये डेटा फाइल में स्टोर कराते हैं तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम आती है। दो तरीके होते हैं आपके पास डेटा स्टोर करने के, एक तो फाइल सिस्टम होता है, दूसरा होता है डेटाबेस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम। तो ये डेटा हम किसके अंदर स्टोर करा रहे हैं, तो ये डेटा आप अनफॉर्चुनेटली किस में स्टोर कराओगे, डेटा बेस में। तो सिंपल सा फंडा है कि एक एप्लीकेशन में आपके लिए 3 मॉड्यूल हो चुके हैं। पहला फ्रंट एंड जिससे आप डील कर रहे हैं, दूसरा बैकएंड जो सर्वर पर चलने वाला प्रोग्राम है, और तीसरा होता है डेटाबेस जिसके अंदर आप डेटा परमानेंटली क्या कराते हैं, स्टोर कराते हैं। फ्रंट एंड से डेटा सबमिट होके आएगा बैकएंड में, बैकएंड में हम यहाँ पर डेटा को स्टोर करेंगे वेरिएबल्स में, और फिर हम यहाँ पर लिखेंगे पीएचपी है तो पीएचपी कोड फॉर डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी, ठीक है, पीएचपी कोड फॉर किसके लिए, डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी। अगर पाइथन है तो पाइथन का कोड लिखेंगे हम किसके लिए, बताओ, पाइथन कोड फॉर डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी। जावा है तो जावा कोड फॉर डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी। मतलब ये सीन हर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के लिए, जो बैकएंड की प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज है, मोस्टली सभी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के लिए ये सिनेरियो सेम है, ठीक है। मोस्टली सभी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के लिए ये सिनेरियो क्या है, सेम है, ऑलमोस्ट सभी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के लिए। तो व्हेन यू विल क्रिएट एनी टाइप ऑफ एप्लीकेशन, एप्लीकेशन लाइक वेब एप्लीकेशन, तो उस वेब एप्लीकेशन के टोटल कितने मॉड्यूल्स हैं आपके पास, तो उस वेब एप्लीकेशन के टोटल जो मॉड्यूल्स हैं आपके पास वो हो चुके हैं 3। पहला फ्रंट एंड, दूसरा बैक एंड, और तीसरा डेटाबेस। अब विदाउट वेस्टिंग ऑफ टाइम हम स्टार्ट करते हैं डायरेक्टली फ्रंट एंड से। फ्रंट एंड में कौन कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजी पे आपको कमांड करना है। तो पहली चीज, फ्रंट एंड पे आपको क्या दिखाना है, व्हाट यू वांट टू प्रिंट, और व्हाट यू वांट टू प्रिंट, अगर आप जो भी प्रिंट करना चाहते हैं उसे मैं बोलता हूं मैं कंटेंट। क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग, कंटेंट। तो कंटेंट हम फ्रंट एंड पे प्रिंट करते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ HTML, okay, if you want to print some content then we will use HTML। guys, anyone, the front end is, we can design front end in with the help of HTML. So if you want to print some content on browser, if you want to print some content on browser, or as we know browser can understand only a language, that is what, HTML. So if you want to run a program at browser or client, then we will use what, HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language, but we can print only content with the help of HTML. Fine guys, if we want to print content, then we will use HTML. But if we want to design our page, if we want to design our page, so we will call it layout. So if you want to design layout of your web page, then you will use CSS. So the second thing, yeah, or second terminology is for designing your front end application, then we will use what, CSS. So with the help of HTML, we will design content of a web page. With the help of CSS, we will design layout of a web page. But if I talk about filtration, or if we want to apply restrictions on client side, okay, if we want to apply restrictions on client side, then we will use one more language, JavaScript. So in front end, we will learn three languages. First one is HTML. HTML is basically used to design content of a web page. If I talk about CSS, so CSS is mainly used to design layout of a web page. And if we want to control behavior of a web page, then we will go for what, JavaScript. So in front end, we will use three languages, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In backend, we will use PHP for server side scripting language, and in database we will use one of the most common language, that is SQL. The full form of SQL is structure query language. Structure query language. And mostly PHP server supports, almost PHP server supports one of the most famous database, that is MySQL. Fine guys, so we have three modules. First one is front end, second one is back end, and third one is MySQL. Guys, please take a screenshot of this window. Then we will go for practical implementation of front end. So now, what is front end? So front end is a application, or front end is a module which is supported by browser that provide us user interface. In front end, we will use a language, that is what, HTML. Now what is the full form of HTML? See, HT stands for hypertext and ML stands for markup language. Now what is HT? HT stands for hypertext and ML stands for markup language. So hypertext means what? What is hypertext? Sir, hypertext is a special type of text that contains some text plus videos plus audios plus animations and many more things. So basically, what is HTML? So HTML is a club combination of text plus videos plus audios plus animations. What about markup language? What is markup language? So the simplified or simplest version of any language. So simplified, or we can say that simplest version of any language is called what? Markup language. So the club combination is HTML stands for hypertext. You know about hypertext. And what is markup language? The simplest form of any language is known as markup language. HTML is a language through which we can design a web page. Now what is web page? Web page is basically nothing but a program which we will save with .html extension. So what is web page? Web page is nothing but a program which we will store with the help of .html extension. Now a web page, if we want to construct a web page or a program for HTML, then we will use some HTML tags. Now, what is HTML tags? So, HTML tags which we will return within this less than or greater than brackets, and inside this less than and greater than we will put a word, or that word contains a specific predefined meaning. Fine. As I told you, if you want to use a bigger heading or a biggest heading, so we have a predefined word. For that we will use h1, and we will surround this h1 word inside this parenthesis, then it is known as a tag. So basically, what is HTML? HTML is a program, or HTML is a language through which we will define content of our application. It is a tag support language. Now, what is tag? Tag is nothing but which we will return anything inside less than and greater than, a specific word which we will return inside less than and greater than, that contains a predefined meaning, is known as what? Is known as tag. Each and every HTML tag, almost all every HTML tag contains, almost all HTML tags contains their closing tag. So basically, it is called opening of a tag. It is called opening of a tag, and we can close this tag with the help of this backslash. Same tag you will put after word. At the beginning you will use backslash, then it is considered as closing of your tag. So it is not mandatory each and every HTML tag contains its closing tag, but almost HTML tags contains their closing tags. Now we will start the practical of HTML. So guys, I'm just giving you a setup. Please download this, a special editor for HTML that is called Sublime. I'm just giving you link for that. You can download it. Okay. Sublime Text. It is basically a IDE or editor through which we can easily construct our HTML application. So you can go in sublimetext.com/3 for third version, and you can download any Sublime setup corresponding to your operating system, compatible with your operating system. Fine. So after you will download this, then have a look of it. You can open Sublime Text 3. So basically, what is Sublime? Sublime is a text editor through which we can easily construct our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript applications. Fine. You will click on File, then New File, then it will create a new file. Then you will save your file in any folder. So basically, we will save our file in a folder. We will create a folder at our desktop, PHP training. Inside this folder, we will save our first program whose name is first, and it is mandatory to save your program with .html extension. So we will save our program with the help of .html extension. Basically, HTML is used to construct a program which is supported by browser or client. So from where browser will learn, from where browser will start execution of program. See, other programming languages like C and C++, as you know, operating system will start execution of program from main method, but it is also a program. So HTML program will run by operating system or browser. HTML program is basically run by browser. So from where browser will start execution? So browser will start execution of program from beginning of HTML tag, and it will continuously read your program line by line up to closing of HTML tag. So each and every HTML program should be written from beginning of HTML tag, opening of HTML tag, and we will end our program with the help of closing of HTML tag. Each and every web page, each and every web page. If you want to open this your code in browser, yeah, if you want to run your program in browser, then you will right click here, then click on open in browser. See, one more thing. In this window, you can see our program first.html is running. But but the main thing is that this page divides into two parts. Our program or our page basically divide into two parts. First one is basically this one. This one. It is known as header or head part. Or if you want to do anything inside head section, then we will use a tag head tag. Then we will use a tag head tag. One more thing, we have the second session, yeah, or second section, that is from here to here. It is known as body. So basically each and every HTML page divides into two major parts. First one is head. If you want to perform any operation in header, then you will use head tag, and if you want to perform any operation in body, then you will use body tag. So basically we have two tags. First one is head tag and second one is body tag. First one is head tag. If you want to print anything inside head, then you will use head tag, and if you want to print anything inside body, then you will use body tag. In heading or in head tag, one of the most popular tag which we will use, that is title tag. With the help of title tag, we can define our page title. See, here it is showing what first.html, but here I just want to print first page. How can we do this? So inside the title tag opening, between title tag opening and closing, you can write your title content. So basically here we will write our title content. I'm just giving first page. See, now you will get first page instead of first.html, or this is your head area. So if you want to perform any operation inside the head area, then you will use what? Head tag. But if you want to perform anything inside the body area, then you will use body tag. So main working area for any application, and if you want to define maximum content of your web page, then we will use the body tag. So I just want to print a biggest heading of our application or of our page. So we will use a h1 tag. H1 is mainly used for what? Biggest heading. So if you want to print a biggest heading, then you will use h1 tag. So h1 is mainly used for what? Biggest heading. First of all, we will see all the HTML tags. Then we will apply properties or attributes on tag. Fine. So first of all, we will think about, or we will discuss about tags only. Then we will apply further. We will apply properties on that tag. So first tag is our h1. H1 stands for heading. It is print heading. Heading means it contains some bold size and font size approx 20 pixels. So see, it is your biggest heading. If you want to display the second biggest heading smaller than h1, then you will use h2. Inside the h2, we will print second biggest heading. Fine. So with the help of h3, you can print third biggest heading. With the help of h4 and so on. So till when? Till where? कहाँ तक आप use करोगे इसे? So H6 is mainly used to print the smallest heading. So from H1 to H6, you can print your heading content. H1 is used to print some large content or biggest heading. H6 for smallest heading. Fine. Now, I just want to print a paragraph. So if you want to print some paragraph, then you will use p tag. P stands for paragraph. Here we can print anything. You can print anything. But some content of paragraph, some content of paragraph, we want to print as a bold, and some content of paragraph we want to print as italic. Some content of paragraph we want to underline, and some content of paragraph we want to delete. So if you want to highlight some content as bold, then you will surround that content inside B text. So B is basically used for bold. B is basically used for bold. If you want to print some content in italic form, then you will use I tag. So I is mainly used for italic content. If you want to print some content with underline, then you will use U tag. So U stands for underline. And if you want to show some content as deleted text, then you will use DEL tag. DEL stands for del or delete tag. So B stands for bold, I stands for italic, U stands for underline, and DEL stands for what? Delete. Sir, I just want to animate our page. I just want to rotate this second biggest heading. How can you do this second biggest heading? Yes, you can do this with the help of one of the most important tag, that is your marquee tag. So if you will surround any content or any tag with the help of marquee tag, then then it will automatically start running from right to left. Now you can see here. And with the help of marquee, we can also apply so many more animations on your page. So, is it possible to change direction of marquee? Is it possible to control speed of marquee? Yes, we can do this. But how can you do this? Let's see here. With the help of some properties or attributes of tag, we can also control speed of marquee and direction of marquee. We will see later. Next, move on to list. I just want to display some list in HTML. If you want to print a list, so we will use basically three types of list. First one is unordered list. So if you want to display unordered list, then you will use UL tag. Inside the UL tag, UL stands for unordered list. Inside the UL tag, if you want to print some list item, then we will use LI. LI stands for list item. So UL stands for unordered list, LI stands for list item, and you can put any or n number of list item inside the unordered list. See, I just want to write here, first one is Java as a list item, second list item is PHP, third list item is any other programming language like Python. So see, when you will print unordered list, it will display data with the help of bullets. See, beginning of each and every list item, you can see this is a bullet sign. But I just want to print data in ordered way. I just want to print here 1, here 2 and 3. If you want to print ordered list, so instead of UL, you will use OL for that. OL stands for what? Ordered list. OL stands for ordered list. Inside the OL, you will also use LI tag for list item. So what is the basic difference between UL and OL? UL stands for unordered list, OL stands for ordered list. See, when you will print, then when you will refresh your page, then you can see here order list are displaying item from 1, 2, 3 up to n, and unordered list not displaying here items in any specific order. So we have two types of list basically. First one is ordered list, second one is unordered list. Third one is a special list which is called data list. Third one is a special list which is called data list. So if you want to display a data list, then you will use DL tag. DL stands for what? data list. Inside the data list, we will use DT. DT stands for data list title. DT stands for data list title. So I just want to give a data list title, that is web design. Or inside the web design, we will provide data for data list. Then if you want to print a data of data list, then you will use DD. DD stands for data of data list. So first data of data list is HTML, second data of data list is CSS, third one is JavaScript, and you can put n number of data here. So see, we have three types of list. First one is unordered list, second one is ordered list, and third one is data list. So after that we will go for next tag. Guys, till now do you have any doubt? Then ask me. It's clear to all of you? Fine. One of the most important other tag, that is, I just want to apply image, I just want to apply videos, I just want to apply audio in our page. How can we do this? So we will use some tags. If we want to display image, then we have a tag, that is what? IMG, image tag. So basically image tag is used to display, image tag is used to display a image in our application or our web page. The main attribute of image tag is what? SRC. SRC stands for source, from where you want to display your image, from local system or your local computer or your local machine, or from any URL. Fine. So we will printing some images from local machine or local computer, or we will display some images from URL. So first of all, we have stored our first.html page at desktop, and at the desktop we have one image, that is 1.jpg. See, we have a image 1.jpg. If your folder, if your page and your image both are at same location, then you can directly pass inside the src only name of image with extension. So here img stands for image, or inside the image we will use image name 2.jpg. One more important cheese, guys. Each and every tag, UL tag also contain closing tag, li tag also contains closing tag. Fine. But image tag doesn't contain a closing tag. So if any tag doesn't contain a closing tag, then we will we will self close the tag. So if you want to open and inside the opening you want to write closing of tag, at the end you will use backslash. So according to standard, each and every tag contains their closing tags, but some HTML tag doesn't contain their closing tags. So on that case, we will use self closing like this. Fine. So image tag doesn't contain an individual closing tag, so we will use here self closing tag strategy. Fine. I just want to put one more image. See, first of all, we will refresh. Okay, something went wrong. Image name is one dot first dot jpg. Okay, problem is that we are saving our page. We already saved our page first.html in PHP training folder, and that folder doesn't contain, in this folder we don't have any image like 1.jpg or 2.jpg. So first of all, you have to put your image in PHP training folder, or if you do not want to put image in PHP training folder, then the second thing you can do this, here, here, Second thing, here you can put full qualified name. So when you will right click on your image, then you will go in properties. Inside the properties, when you will click on details, sorry, so here you can see location of your image. So we just want to take image from C users, Tanveer, then desktop. You will copy this path and you will paste your path here. Then you will put a slash, then you will put your image name. So I just want to take image from this source, C users, Tanveer, desktop, and in desktop we have one dot what, JPG. When you will refresh, then you can see now it is showing your image. I just want to I just want to display a image, but not from my computer. So you can type any image name, home image, click on images. Then you can right click on that image and copy image address. See, so you have two options. Either you can use image from your computer, or you can take image from live URL. It is known as live URL. You can put a URL here. See, both images are displayed, but the problem is that this image contains a less size as compared to this image. So if you want to resize your image, then you will use two attributes. First one is height and second one is width. Each and every screen, if we have a computer screen, so each and every screen divides, or each and every screen we can measure in two ways. First of all, we can measure the size of a screen with the help of two properties, height and width, and we can identify width and height in two ways. First one is percentage. So it is the full width of a screen, then we will say we are using 100% width of a screen. So we can measure size with the help of two ways. First one is percentage, second one is pixel. If we want to use 100% width of your screen, then we will use percentage. So maximum size of your screen is 100%. Fine. Or when you will see any screen from when you will see any screen, then you can measure that each and every screen contains some dots. So a screen is collection of basically multiple dots, and each and every dot should be considered as pixel. So we can put, or we can use size property with the help of either pixels wise or percentage wise. Fine. So here I just want to display this image with the help of 250 pixels height, and we will put width of image as also 250 pixels. See, when you will refresh, then see. Now this image contains 250 pixels height and 250 pixels fixed. Both are the images. If we want to, if we want to give a hyperlink, then we will use anchor tag. So anchor tag is mainly used for what? A hyperlink. Anchor tag is mainly used for hyperlink. So hyperlink, what is hyperlink? When you will click on home, then you will go to home page. When you will click on about us, then you will go to about us page. So if we want to use a link through which we can transfer or redirect to another page. I just want to redirect to Google page, then go to Google. Then we will use anchor tag. Inside the anchor tag, you will put a hyper reference. Or now, what is hyper reference? Hyper reference is basically a URL of another page. See, I just want to redirect to Google. https://www.google.com. When you will refresh, see, we have a hyperlink here, that is go to Google. We have a hyperlink here, that is go to Google. When you will click on this link, then you will visit it to Google. See, we can also pass a reference of any other web application, like any other web application. You can pass a reference of any other web application. Fine. I just want to use I just want to use image as a hyperlink. So when we will click on this image, then we just also want to open Google page. So you can surround the image tag with the help of anchor tag. So you can surround this image tag with the help of anchor tag. So we can surround the image tag under anchor tag. Then now you can see it is not a normal image. See, it is a normal image, but it's not a normal image. It's a basically hyperlink image. When you will click on this image, then it will also redirect to Google page. One of the most important tag now we will use, that is division. Guys, if we want to divide a screen, a browser screen or our page, so how can we do this? So we have basically two ways to do this. First one is either you will use table, and second one is or you will use division tag. So what is division? If you want to divide your screen into multiple partition, see, it is used for heading, then we will use second partition for links, then we will use this partition. You can use n number of partitions here. Each and every partition should be considered as a division. Fine. So division is the one of the most important tag. I just want to make a div tag, or I just want to make a division, then you will use a div tag. Inside the div tag, inside the div tag, it is known as container also. Division is also known as container. What is container? In container, we can write n number of tags. Like body is also a container. Inside the body, you are using so many tags. So as same as body, you can use division for for partition your web page, or for your display some content in a specific area, then you will use division tag. So inside this division, I just want to use a paragraph. If you want to print some paragraph, then you will use paragraph p tag. Or inside the division, I just want to print a special para. So this is para inside div. This is para inside div. So we have a division tag, or inside this division tag we have a paragraph tag p, or inside this division we are printing a paragraph. But how can we identify, sir, this paragraph is inside div? So we are not apply property here right now. After some time, when we will apply property on this tag, then you can easily see division and its paragraph different from other normal paragraphs. Fine. I just want to print a table. So if you want to display a table, then you will use which tag? Table tag. Basically, table is a collection of rows and columns. So inside the table tag, if we want to, draw, or if we want to use a row, inside the table tag, if we want to draw, or if we want to use a row, then we will use tr tag. Tr stands for table row. Tr stands for table row. So inside the table tag, if we want to use a row, then we will use tr tag. Tr stands for table row. And inside the row, I just want to give some headings like name and email. So if you want to give table heading, tr stands for table row, th stands for table, heading. If you want to write some heading inside row, then you will use th tag. Th stands for table heading. So first heading is name and second heading is email. So first row we will use two heading. First one is name, second one is email. Now we will use some other rows like tr. Inside the tr, now we are not using heading here. Here we will use some data for table. So you will use td, table division or table data. Td stands for column also. So inside the name we will write some content like j. Inside the email you want to display some content like j@gmail.com. I just want to take one more row, and inside the row again we will use two division. First one is for name, we will put Ajay, and inside the second division we will use Ajay@gmail.com. When you will refresh, see. But sir, as you told us, table is used for a table tag is used to display a table, but it is not showing in form of table. So if you want to apply a border in any table, then you will use a property. And now what is property? After the tag name, if you want to apply some content, or if you want to apply some layout, or if you want to print a tag with some special characteristics or some special form, then you will use properties. Like table, inside table tag we will use a property that is border. So we will put table border, either 1 pixel or 2 pixel. You can put 1 pixel, it is more sufficient for you. So see, we have a table border for 1 pixel. See, the gap between these two lines is 1 pixel. So we will use table tag. So print data inside a table. Table is combination of rows and columns. If you want to print heading, then you will use th tag. If you want to print a row inside the table, then you will use tr tag. And if you want to print some column, then you will use td tags. Fine. Next, next. I just want to, I just want to, I just want to display this table in center. Now it is displaying our table in left side. I just want to display this table in center. So if you want to display your table in center, then we will use center tag. Then we will use center tag. So if you want to display, if you want to display our table or any data in center, then you will use center. Then we will use center tag. So it is display your table in center. Fine. Next, sir, I just want to display a video. When you want to print or when you want to display a video, then you will use video tag. But video tag will not work in earlier version of browser because it is a tag of HTML5 version, and HTML5 tags like videos, audios, and iframe. So if you want to display HTML5 tags, then you will use latest version of your browsers. So I just want to print a video. Let's see, we have a video desktop. Yes, we have a video. Right click on this video, then go to properties. Inside the property you can see video name is A and video type is MP4. Or if you want to display a video, then you will use video tag. Inside the video tag you will use one more tag, that is your source tag. So inside the video tag, then you will use one more tag, that is your source tag. Or inside the source tag you have to pass source of your video. So we can pass source of our video, from where we want to take this video from. Desktop, we just want to take this video from desktop. Go to properties, then you will pick the location, see users desktop, then you will put a slash. After that you will put your video name a.mp4. When you will refresh, see, you can see here a video, but it is not playing. Why? And it's not showing controls so that we can play, pause, or uh, maximize our screen or minimize, like something that we don't have any controls here. If you want to apply controls on video, then you will use a property, that is what? Controls. When you will apply control property, then see, now you can play your video. Now you can control all the functionalities like volumes and size and so many things. So video and audio both tags, video and audio both tags belongs to HTML5 version. So here we are using so many tags, but we are not applying any properties. But we are not applying any properties.